It's working. Okay. We are live. We are live. We are live. All right, guys. This is the Merc here. Talkback. Where real fans roam. Like I said, I'm going to be doing regular personal podcasts of the thoughts, dreams, emotional capacity, emotional thoughts, emotional feelings of the Merc. I shall be doing these videos regularly. And I'm beginning with a favorite game of mine, which is Pro Evolution Soccer, aka PES, aka PES 2017, which is the latest installment, which will be released fairly shortly. Now, look, I already made a video comparing Pro Evolution 2017 to FIFA. Now, what I'm going to be doing is talking about the issues that I had with Pro Evo 2016 and the things that I actually hope that they're going to fix. Now, I've actually already played the demo, and I was very disappointed with the demo of Pro Evo. Very, very disappointed. So I'm not actually expecting any of these things to change. But that being said, I'm going to go ahead and give my thoughts of the things that I had problems with, and in the hopes that these things will actually change. Okay, here we go. First of all, look, the real issue that I had with this, like, listen, first, I'm going to begin with this. Pro Evo 2016 is the greatest football game ever made. I want somebody to argue with me on that point. It's the greatest football game ever made. I don't think I've played a football game that much ever. And that goes back way back to FIFA 94, international soccer. Like, I don't think I have played a football game anywhere near as much as I played Pro Evo 2016. Unbelievable game. Unbelievable game. However, I think when a game is that good, you start realizing its shortcomings a lot more the more you play it, because it's got so few weaknesses, But the weaknesses actually stand out a lot more because the game is that good. So I'm going to go into some of them here. One of the first things, and I think I'm going to start with the elephant in the room, is momentum. It's called the momentum engine, and they talk about this in the game. So it's not a hidden thing. It's basically a case of where they try to simulate the emotional response of players based on how well a game is going, if they're losing, or as well as the home and away effect of if you're playing away, that you play worse. If you're playing home, you play better. Now, this has actually existed in many games in the past. Like FIFA have had it, they call it scripting. Pro Evo has been experimenting with this thing. And, it's designed to actually make the game more exciting, because it means that, if I'm just a better player than someone else, it doesn't necessarily mean that I couldn't lose the upper hand during a match, and an underdog who's worse than me could suddenly just, get a couple of goals and I can't get back, and my players' heads drop, and before you know it, I just can't even string a pass together. That happens in real life, and they're trying to simulate it with a game. But the thing about it here is that it's too severe. It's just too severe in Pro Evo 2016. The impact of the momentum engine is too severe. Like, you have situations where I'm playing that game, and I'll just give you an example. I'm using Bayern Munich, and Bayern Munich is, once you get to the higher levels, like, it gets to the point where that's another issue I'm going to talk about as far as the game matchmaking. But, I'm using Bayern, which is bad. Like, I hate using these guys because the guys are overpowered. They're too good. Typically, I would be using Arsenal or Paris Saint-Germain at worst, maybe Juventus, those are the teams that I usually use. I hate Real Madrid, so I don't use them. Barcelona, I tried, didn't really like them. So it would typically be those teams. But if I really needed a win, I have to go with Bayern. But what would happen is, you're playing with Bayern Munich and you're playing against like Nottingham Forest or oh, excuse me. You're playing against Nottingham Forest and or Stoke or something. And I'm actually feeling like I'm more likely to lose this game than I would if I was playing against Real Madrid. That's how crazy Pro Evo 2016 is. That, and anybody who really has played this game a lot, because I played thousands of games, over 800 points, blah, 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 blah. When you're playing this game and you're a big team and you're playing against a little team, before the match has even started, you better be on your P's and Q's. I kid you not. You better be ready, because this game engine is going to work against you. It is going to do everything in its power to make you lose. Your passes will go astray. You won't be able to shoot anymore. You'll be second to every ball. And the little things that would happen that are so frustrating. Like, for example, you'll be passing a ball to your player. Your player is actually in front of their defender, and then he takes a step behind the defender so the defender can get it. You actually see this kind of crap happen. Or the ball is in the air and you've got bloody Lewandowski or something, and you've got like a half a foot like Mascherano or something, and Mascherano is going to win a header against Lewandowski. Like stupid, crazy stuff like that happening. Where you're looking at it, you're like, no, guys, this isn't how you do it. Things like this don't happen in real life. You don't have people to pass. You don't have professional players unable to shoot suddenly. You don't have professional players unable to, run. So you've got people like Bellerin, who's supposed to be the fastest player in the game, losing out to, I don't know, Flamini or something, in a foot race. And I'm thinking like, no, guys, I get it, but your programming is off. This is up your immersion in the game. So I'm playing the game and I'm thinking, oh, I feel it. The game is now against me. And anybody who's a Pro Evo aficionado, especially, people who played a lot of the last version of the game, 2016, will tell you the moment when they feel the game now no longer in their power. The engine is now playing against you. And that is the worst feeling for a video game. So you're playing online, you're playing against a player, and then all of a sudden you're like, I'm not only playing the person against, I'm also playing against the AI and the engine. And people will, you go online and they complain and they say, oh, no way, this is false. You're just not good enough. You're this and that. I'm like, guys, yes, the argument that you're making that you're in control of the players and you can play better, you're not in control of all. So you're controlling one guy. That doesn't mean that the AI isn't positioning your players badly for the remaining 10 of your players or the remaining 9 outfield players you have. So, for example, I'm controlling the striker, but that doesn't mean that, as would happen frequently, your defense would just open up like the Red Sea and allow their strikers to just run straight through. That happens. Or a situation where your keeper is guaranteed not to save the one shot that they take on your goal from 30 yards out because the engine has decided that you're going to lose. That is regular occurrence in Pro Evo 2016. So you're working against it. And listen, man, the way that I got up the rankings and I got all those points was you create so many strategies to work against the engine. So basically what you're doing is you're trying to overwhelm it. So I would do things like, forget the midfield. Forget that. Like midfield, there is no point in having a midfield in Pro Evo 2016. Like I would do it sometimes because I was very good at passing, but you just put like 5 guys up front, 5 defenders, or 4 defenders, 6 guys up front. You literally just barrage the opponent's goal. And, that's bad, man. Like the programmers really need to look at that. Like a game, you shouldn't be able to do that and win games from the beginning. Maybe you do that at the last second of the game trying to get a win, fine. But I would go online and you'd see players where that is their formation. That's their starting formation, is 5 up front, no midfield. I'm like, and they'd win the game. Whereas you're trying to play football, you're actually trying to pass and play. These guys don't even need to do that. So that's an issue, man. And I do not know if they're going to fix it, but it's very bad. And that leads me on to another issue with this game. Now, they've neglected that game mode completely in Pro Evo 2016. There is absolutely no point in playing with anybody that isn't one of the top teams. There are, for example, okay, you get points for a win. If you lose with Stoke against Bayern Munich, you lose as many points as you'd lose if you were playing with Real Madrid. Or maybe give or take a couple of points here and there. Maybe you lose a little less. But the penalty for losing with a tiny team against a big team is still pretty severe. So there is no incentive for you to do it. So what you end up having is everybody playing as Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, Paris Saint-Germain, or Barcelona. Occasionally you get Napoli or Juventus or whatever. Occasionally. I mean, I've had entire seasons, the 10-game seasons, where 7 of the 10 games I was playing against Bayern when I was PSG. 2 games against Real Madrid, or 5 games against Real Madrid, 3 games against Bayern, with 2 against. I mean, it's unbelievable. Unbelievable. And I'm thinking, dudes, Konami, it's so transparent what you're doing. You've neglected the game mode so that people are going to go to my club so you can make money. It's a sick practice, man. It's a really sick practice. You've already charged kids, and I'm not a kid, but all these people who are paying all this money to buy your game, and you're fleecing them again and again and again by getting them to put more money in with after the fact purchases for your silly My Club thing, as opposed to focusing on making the game that we paid for as good as it can be. Online divisions is the lifeblood of online play. That is where it started. It wasn't called online divisions before, but that whole thing of competitive with your favorite club, whether you're Arsenal like I am or whatever, taking them online and playing, that's the whole point. So you're neglecting that to now do the stupid My Club thing, which you've handled really badly anyway, because My Club is stupid, with the roulette wheel and all that. It's stupid. It's crazy. I'm like, we're talking about football here. Why don't you have a transfer market and replicate what a transfer market is like in the game? Is that so difficult? Is that so hard to get through your mind? Like FIFA did it. They've got a marketplace, and it's just like trading. It's pretty decent. You guys aren't even like, you're so intent on chasing what FIFA are doing that you're not focusing on your strengths and also galvanizing areas that you could. People have been complaining about the matchmaking system for a really, really long time. Fix it. Fix it. We paid our cash. Fix it. Stop ignoring the players. Stop ignoring the gamers. Fix it. We are sick of having to play the same 3 or 4 teams all year round, every year. People who play with Real Madrid or Barcelona or Bayern Munich should get hardly any points, or they should be forced to play against other big teams all the time. If you're not playing with those teams, you should not get matched against them, and you should do something with the points. Like if you play with Arsenal or any of these teams and you play against Bayern, it should be double points. Double. I'm talking about double, not a few more extra points, double or double and a half. And very quickly, people will get the message. It's that simple. It's not rocket science, guys. If the penalty of playing those teams is so great that it's going to take you 2 or 3 times the amount of time to gain the points to rise up the leagues or the ranks, people will stop using them. Or they'll realize they're going to have to work 3 times as hard to get those up the rankings if they want to use them. Simple. And then it'll be more fun. Or do what FIFA, I mean, look, I don't know how FIFA do it, but they've fixed that thing, man. I mean, FIFA somehow figured it out. So I play when I play matchmaking on FIFA online divisions, you play an array of teams. If you pick a small team, you're playing they figured it out. So I could actually go entire seasons without seeing Real Madrid, Barcelona, Bayern Munich, or any of these big teams. They figured it out. Not to mention that they don't have lag. If the game was any good, nobody would even get Pro Evo anymore because it's so frustrating. Which segues me into, and listen, I mean, I'm going to tell this story about the momentum thing just to make you laugh. The momentum engine in Pro Evo is so sickeningly synthetic and transparent. There was a time I was playing with Real Madrid. I'm going to look for the video so I can post it. I'm playing against some crap team. This game had done everything in its power to stop me from scoring. Everything. The keeper had saved from point blank range like 10 times. I'd shot from everywhere. I'd dominated the game, like 70% possession, 15 shots, 11 on target, something crazy like that. Then it's like the last minute of the game. I bundled the ball. The ball goes through the keeper. So the keeper is now done. He's nowhere to be found. And I've got Karim Benzema, one of the top strikers in the game, on the goal line, guys, on the goal line with the ball. All I have to do, I could have just walked it in. So I press shoot on the goal line with Karim Benzema. Do you know what this guy does? He clears it as if he's a defender, as if it was a last ditch on the goal line clearance, clears it off for a throw in. That is when your engine isn't working properly. And it becomes so transparent that I pushed it to the limits, broken it, gone all the way, that you try to stop me from scoring. I did everything. I'm on the goal line with Karim Benzema, with Real Madrid. No goalkeeper, nothing. I press shoot, and this guy clears it like I'm a defender, like I'm in my own goal line. That's the kind of crap that happens, man. It's crazy. We see you, Pro Evo. We see you, Konami. Synthetic programming. Fix it. So look, man, that's my view. Like, going into this new game that's coming out, Pro Evo 2017, those are the issues that I have. And look, it's taken all the fun out of the game. You know, I don't give a damn about my club. I feel like it's a scam what these people, EA and Konami, are doing with getting money out of people. People should protest. You should protest. Don't spend extra money. You've already bought the game. Don't spend extra money buying superficial, like buying cards and packs and stuff. I mean, it's stupid. So what? Okay, you've paid real money, real world money, to get a pack so you can have Messi and Ronaldo in your team. Really? Really, guys? You're falling for this? People are falling for it. They're actually doing it. Like, Ultimate Team on FIFA is like one of the biggest things that they ever had. Sickening. I don't know what's wrong with people. And you're going to complain about the gaming industry when you're actually supporting this nonsense? Look, I know this video is specifically about the issues, but I think these are the problems. Like, the more you support this stuff, the more they're going to neglect other aspects of the game and instead focus on that crap rather than fixing these sort of things. It should be fixed. Because last year, listen, the game, like I said, is the best football game ever made, but they are compromising themselves by not taking care of these things. Look, that's all I got. You know, we'll see what happens. But this is the Merc signing out here. Bear out Spielberg again.